Got interesting color, interesting stuff.
You guys are live.
A lot of white wall.
Oh, I don't see
I
it.
look thinner when I'm on this side of the table.
It's just
You know you're live, right?
I actually look about the same size as you, Pete.
all right, and we're live.
We're live?
We're live.
Good, everybody knows I'm thinner. I'd like to welcome you out to our school board meeting tonight on July 20th at 5:30 PM for a special session. Jim, can we have a roll call, please?
Rich Carnation,
Here?
Bill Adams.
Here.
Eric Hanks.
Here.
Stephanie Amott and Melanoli Lopez are absent.
Okay, thank you. Flag salute led by Bill Adams. Okay.
Join me and face the flag. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to public comment. Is there any public comment? Anybody here that would like to speak to the public? Speak to the board? Seeing none, I'll bring that back to section 3, discussion 3.1, consideration of approval of contract batch 07202022 by Austin, our chief business officer.
So this was a, back in September of 2021, the governor released these kitchen infrastructure training funds as part of Assembly Bill 167. And these funds can only be used for food service, specifically training those employees or anyone associated with that department. So it comes out of Fund 13, which is the food service fund. It's completely separate from the general fund. And we were awarded the amount of about 138,000. And at the time it was perfect timing for us because we had just gotten a new food service director. And we said, you know what, let's kind of use these funds to help train her a little bit, but we were holding off. It wasn't as much training as we needed. And sure enough, with the onslaught of the new ELOP program, the Extended Learning Opportunities Before and After School Care, we have to come out with a supper program, which is not part of the National School Lunch Program. It's part of the Child and Adult Food Program. So because of that, there's a ton of new regulations, ton of new requirements, ton of new inventory requirements, purchasing, procurement, all of it has to be redone. So because of that, we'd like to hire a consultant by the name of Roy Rico. He works for FICMET. He's the head of their food service department currently.
Help us define what FICMET is, please.
Yes, thank you. FICMET is the state's fiscal crisis management assistant team, and they go into districts that are having fiscal solvency issues. We actually were one of those districts about 10 years ago.
That's why we don't know who they are now, because we're being.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
That's right. And so, anyway, we're lucky to have him, frankly, being willing to do it. He's doing it for $75 an hour, which for consultants is crazy cheap. He told me he just loves doing the work. So we respectfully ask that we could use these funds for the specific purpose for this consultant.
And these are funds that are not for purchasing food, they're not for buying refrigerators, they're for trainings and professional work to get people prepared to do their jobs.
Good question. So there's a portion of this, and I believe it's for us, it's roughly around $30,000 that is specifically for training only. And then the rest of the about 100 grand we can use for training or equipment. And so for us, we're planning on using about 69,000 for the training, getting everyone ready for this new program. And then the rest of it, we were just actually today looking at some new ice makers for the high school, and then as well as a new grill for Maddie Washburn.
And this is supported by the food service department. They recognize the need and would like this training.
100%. They've actually, we've had with CSEA a couple meetings now regarding food service wanting additional hours. And that's when during negotiations, we had brought up the 16 additional hours as partially due to a lot of those meetings of employees asking for additional trainings. So help support that.
All good. Just only because I don't want to forget it. Over at the middle school, and it might have been corrected already, but I'm just thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
I believe that in the kitchen or that area there were some issues with the way it was originally built, and they had to go do some retrofitting on the air conditioning,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So if we can just make a mental note,
definitely.
since you're young and have a nimble mind and you'll remember, that if some opportunities come up and we have some funds, that might be something that we can fix that has been needed for a while, or it may already have been, so I
Okay.
just don't know off the top of my head.
Different.
But anyhow, this is really good. I love it when we get some requirements and some things that we're supposed to do, and the state sends us money to actually pay for the things too.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. So anyhow,
So I would move that we approve the request for the contract badge as stated.
I'll second that motion. And any more discussion? Any discussion from the public? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So Jim, that would be 3-0 and 2. Alrighty,
Thank you.
thank you, Austin.
Sir.
Alrighty, now we'll go to 3.2, consideration of approval of changes to the following job description. This will be taken care of by new HR director, Pete Sullivan.
Good evening.
Hey.
Thanks for hearing me today. So yeah, we respectfully request that the board consider approval of job description changes to 2 job descriptions, instructional aide and dean of students. The instructional aide, we are basically altering the required experience and desirable qualifications and moving that to accommodate student applicants so we can build the program. We have run into some issues hiring people. As you know, it's tough to hire. So, and it has been received very well by students, but we needed to change a bit of the job description so we were able to get them in. And basically what we did is we moved all of the required attributes down to the desirable qualifications. So ability to communicate in Spanish, at least 1 year working experience with kids, and then high school diploma or equivalent. The only thing we left in the required area is CPR training, which is provided by us. And then the questions on that?
No.
Okay. The dean of students. So this is a position that had been created under Brian Williams at the Windsor Middle School a couple of years back. And it was occupied by Sarah Bryant. And we have moved that position to the high school and altered it to better fit the high school layout. It's tailored towards student interaction, student advisor and admin support. The loss of Don Fletcher has kind of created a pretty significant gap because he was really an excellent student advisor. I mean, they all are excellent, but Don's experience with the kids years long, having been our person there. It's nice to now be able to backfill that with somebody with knowledge and experience of the students as well.
Where did Don move on to?
Living the good life in Arizona.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Wish him well.
Yes, indeed.
He'll be back.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, it gets hot down there.
I'm hoping hot enough to bring him back.
I had one question, if I
Yes,
might.
sir.
Don, on the first position, the instructional assistant, when we were talking about this sort of generically with Jeremy Decker, what, in addition to this position, which I understand if it's paid, it may limit getting academic credit through the JC, but is there others in these students' caps that we can work with them to provide either, I don't know what those would be. You may be able to know what high school students can get. My understanding is they couldn't get a concurrent enrollment. And maybe they could, maybe I'm mistaken, in some level of junior college sort of professional training doing this, but I don't know if we've looked at that. And if we could, I'd like us to look at that to see if there's a concurrent benefit, right, that we might be able to have them get while they're doing this and they're, filling a paid position.
Yeah, I don't know of any yet.
Okay.
We're in infancy here.
Understand.
We literally made this change about a week ago.
Right.
Started talking about it just before I left. And so that's excellent. That's great ideas. I know that, they can do it for work experience credit from district and acquire just that attribute, which is an add-on.
Mhm.
But in terms of college credit and college experience, I think we're going to have to probably expand the program a little bit more and do some more academic infusion in order to obtain credit for that. But
Yeah,
it's
that has
definitely
to
something
be-
we're gonna look into.
Course descriptions and curriculum development
Yeah.
made at the high school level prior to
Right.
receiving a lot of that.
My understanding is from just kind of some talks, because like you said, this is new,
Mhm.
and This is kind of tailoring into some of the things that Jeremy's trying to do with Sonoma State.
Right.
To where we can take our kids and do just what you're talking about, have them concurrently do some things, have them have an enrollment process through Sonoma State where we can help them and they go through and they come right back here and become teachers. So this is all part of that, as I understand, this is all
Grow your
part
own.
of that. What's that?
Grow your own.
Yeah, it's all part of that.
And to be clear, Eric, I appreciate from the high school curriculum standpoint, I know, you know, our kids did part of it, there's all kind of flexibility in concurrent enrollment with the JC. I think things we probably, you may be aware of them, but I know I'm always stunned on the wide range and breadth of things that students can plug into. So if we could just look at that and figure that to, not certainly as a criteria, I'm going to support this and vote we approve it, but, you know, to get our thumb on the scale and say, hey, and it may well be something that the JC wants to partner with us on to have this sort of packaged for other school districts as well. Since you all did the good legwork, you just get it off the shelf, right?
I'm sure that's something that Jennifer Tadai could work on for college career, things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hey, we're inventing it right here. I'm sure West County's gonna copy us in no time.
Right, would if they were unified.
And props to Jessica Borland, who is gonna be out at a, I guess there's a career fair soon, and she's gonna be there promoting it for our schools and
Putting the table
our
out.
kids.
Wonderful people.
Wonderful. Good, great.
All right, anybody here that would like to talk about this from the public? Seeing none, like to bring back the board. Any other discussion? Are we ready to vote? Ready. All right,
I'll make a motion to approve the change in job descriptions for the early childhood education and the dean of students. Yes, thank you.
I'll second.
okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? Seeing none, so it's 3-0 and 2. All righty, is there any future things that we need to talk about here at this meeting, or am I going to set the record for the shortest school board meeting in my tenure?
I'm not even gonna talk about what we're doing August 3rd, because we could still be done in less than 13 minutes.
Very good. I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second. Thank you, gentlemen.